News First, face to face with Jamal Ratnayaka.
A very good evening and welcome to this edition of Face to Face for the News First team. I am Jamal Ratnayaka, and today we have Member of Parliament Patali Champika Ranawaka with us on the show. He is one who has a plethora of experience in the political stream. He has held vital portfolios in the respective governments that he has operated in, including the Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development, to say the most recent portfolio that he held. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, Mr. Ranawaka, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting.
Let's get the ball rolling in a rather unconventional way this evening. Are you a fan of cricket, or are you privy to what has been happening in cricket, in Sri Lanka cricket per se, over the past few months?
Yeah, I'm a fan of cricket, but unfortunately we are not doing things in the right way. People are actually now blaming cricket board for their corruption and other things, politicization of the cricket board and the entire cricket, that thing. But I think it's multiple reasons behind all these things, because of that everywhere we can see this corruption is penetrating every corner of the society, and it's a part of our culture right now.
Right.
And our people are actually now, most of the people are admiring the corrupt people, those who illegitimately, enmassing their wealth, right? That's what happened to the cricket as well. The
Because
discipline
I asked you that question to draw parallels between Sri Lanka cricket and its current state and Sri Lanka, the country as a whole. Do you believe fraud and corruption are the two main reasons that Sri Lanka cricket and Sri Lanka, the country, are in this pitiful state that we are in today?
One reason is the corruption thing, the match fixing and all these things can, make these things in a corrupt way. But other things are also very important. I think we should have a proper talent pool so that meritocracy prevails.
Right.
I don't think so that we have the best 11 that are playing, and also the discipline of the players and their their duty, and also they must play for a country, the country first, right? These kind of attitudes are not there. So I think it's a multiple of factors that created this carnage there in the
So let's apply the same theory to Sri Lanka. Do you think the best policymakers, the best leaders are governing our country right now?
No, because one side it's that family bandism and family type of that people from father to son, the mother to daughter, and things like that. And on the other hand, those who actually amass money legitimately, and they can that buy vote, right? And they can get huge preferential votes using this that illegitimately made money, and also people who can entertain others, right, like actors, like sports stars and others, they can easily get preferential votes because of this social media and the entertainment type, I mean the celebrity type people. But we need proper managers to run the country, right? We need popular people as well, but on the other hand, we need kind of a competent managers to run the country. Unfortunately, we don't adhere as a society to the principle, what you call this meritocracy, right? Merit based selection must be there,
Right.
at least when you appoint a cabinet.
Right. So, Mr. Ranawaka, since independence, Sri Lanka has been, for a large part, governed by two main political parties, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the United National Party, although there have been certain coalition governments which also had representation from those two parties every now and then. Is that why, because you wanted to change the political culture in Sri Lanka, that you formed the United Republic Front on the 22nd of May 2023?
Yeah, because there are many reasons. Not only these two parties dominated the Sri Lankan political arena. Actually, it's a very sad day when we heard that on 12th April 2022, Sri Lanka declared their sovereign bankruptcy.
Right.
And system breaks happen, and followed by a kind of a people's direct action to oust the president and the prime minister, and they did it.
Yes.
And especially the young people are very much disillusioned, and the discontent among the people right now very high. So we need a kind of a change, the cultural change, the political change, and also new economic policies, so that country can be salvaged from this huge economic crisis that we are now experiencing.
So talking further about your party, the United Republic Front, you in your manifesto have put forth several values and principles, and one which caught my attention was the Hope M values and principles that you have put forward. Would you care to elaborate on Hope M? What
Yeah, the Hope M actually that every member of our party, we think that we should have a different culture based on this Hope M. H means actually H meant for the honesty. We need honest people,
Right.
and also the O for the openness.
Right.
That is, that we should open. There should be a kind of a transparent kind of attitudes, policies, and actions. And P means pragmatic. We are actually not based on any kind of ism. I mean the Marxism, socialism, liberalism,
Right.
or any other isms there in the political jargon. And pragmatism is the need of the hour, right? So you need kind of a practical, implementable policies.
Right.
That means it is pragmatic. And E means empathy, empathy towards the people. That's what we are lacking right now. People are suffering because of others' wrongdoings, and we should have a proper empathy. That's why we that we need kind of a embedded type of culture based on this empathy. And M means meritocracy.
With Hope M, should you be given power in the future, do you expect to implement all of these principles and values to its full effect?
Definitely we should change our political culture so that we can select people based on their honesty, openness, and also that their attitude towards the practical, pragmatic policies and implementable things, and also the empathy towards the population, and the basic that thin appraisal based on meritocracy.
Why I asked you this was, Mr. Ranawaka, during election season, various parties who are contesting the election come forward with very flamboyant manifestos. We saw in the recent past, former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa had his vistas and prosperity, and then Maithripala Sirisena had good governance, Mahinda Rajapaksa had Mahinda Chintane, and so on. But they are merely pieces of paper. Once they grab power, all of that is forgotten, and they go their merry way doing whatever they please. How will the United Republic Front be differentiated from that?
The thing is that now you can't sell dreams to the people, because people are now very disgusted the way the country is being governed. So we need kind of a practical pragmatic policies to somehow salvage this country.
Yes.
Right. So we believed in we can salvage this country. We need kind of a proper policies, proper practical agenda plus kind of a team who can deliver. The team must be decided upon the basic tool to appraise these people must be meritocracy. That's what we are thinking about. And actually it's not a dream, because when we run our ministries, we actually practice all these things, right? That's why we transformed CEB into a profitable entity in 2015, the Petroleum Corporation into that type of entity, and also the UDA into the profitable agency, and also the things like that. For example, the completion of Port City, they were actually given us 36 months, we completed it in 29 months. No environmental things, right? People are very scared about the environmental damages that might cause because of this reclamation work there in the Port City. Even our President Maithripala Sirisena once or twice actually mentioned about all these things, but we had completed it. And also the Colombo waste problem, right? We were able to put up a plant to convert waste into power. Now it's a 10 megawatt plant there in Vattala area to convert this. No problem here in Colombo now, waste problem, no waste dumps, right? Like Meethotamulla tragedy is now history. And also the flood problem. That past 4 years we experienced heavy rainfalls everywhere, right? No flood. No flood means sometimes that we called it kind of a overflowing of the channels and all that, but flood, I mean the flood means the Kalani River floods, right? No such a thing, because we identified 15 places that we have to somehow mitigate these flood, and we completed 6 major projects including tunnel network through the Colombo city. This what happened there in Umawe, the tunnel problem, the single tunnel caused huge environmental disasters there in Badulla district. But we made, our people, our engineers made that 4 tunnels via the Colombo city without any kind of environmental damage, not a single crack there in the buildings, right? That's the marvelous of engineering. So we completed all these things. So that's why I am telling you that we gave kind of examples how to convert this debt-ridden government institution into a profitable institution, and also the burning issues there in the society can be solved. For example, another burning issue was this transport problem, the traffic jams and all that. We prepared kind of a master plan with the help of University of Moratuwa and the Japanese aid agency, the JICA, and we implemented. Partially we implemented it. Actually, if time permits us to, another 3 years time, Colombo would be a different
would be transformed.
Yeah, would be
so you have proven your capability by putting words into action, by putting policies into action and executing them. I want to stick to the same topic where earlier you said that people cannot be sold dreams anymore. They want to see tangible results.
Tangible results, yes.
And we saw a glimpse of that last year during the Aragalaya. And now it seems like normal service has resumed in Sri Lanka. Politicians are up to no good. They are doing, policy makers are up to no good. They are acting according to their whims and fancies. And now if you go onto the street and ask someone if they were a part of the Aragalaya, they probably might say they weren't. Why do you think that this new socio-political contract, which was supposed to change Sri Lanka for the better, died down before its peak?
Actually, it was not a kind of a organized thing. It was not a revolution. It's a direct action by especially the middle class people, and it's a non-violence, that protest campaign to end that Rajapaksa regime, and they won. but you know that it's not a organized thing, it's a spontaneous protest against what had been actually experienced by these people. Blown power cuts, huge petrol and diesel queues, huge scarcity of food items, medicinal drugs and everything. But right now I think basically that we can say that people are saying, especially the government, they are saying that, even the president saying that now the problems are simply solved. No petrol queues, no power cuts, medicinal drugs are available and things like that, and fertilizer is available for the farmers and things like that. But the main problem, the core problem, that is this economic bankruptcy and the debt problem, is still not solved, right? Still it's there, and country's economy is shrinking or contracting, and people are losing their jobs, and also I think around 20% of our small and medium scale businesses being closed down. Some businesses actually that simply relocated to the other countries, and also the more importantly, the professionals, the medical consultants, chartered engineers, and also some managers, lawyers, and this
huge brain drain happening.
Huge. It's a huge thing, and country is now becoming kind of a desert, human desert, right? So we need this human resource to rebuild this country. Now people are simply migrating this country, so we need to address these burning issues immediately.
Right. So I want to talk to you about your track record and the sort of portfolios that you have held. You have been the Minister of Megapolis and Western Development. You have been a Minister of Power and Energy, Environment, and so on. And most recently, although you were not in the ruling party, you were appointed as the chairman of the Subcommittee on Economic Stabilization, and thereafter currently you are the chairman of the Committee of Ways and Means. Can you just speak to me firstly about the findings and observations from the Subcommittee on Economic Stabilization? I know that there were several priority areas, including debt restructuring, the drug shortage, health, social safety net, energy and transport. Can you tell me some of the key findings from that, and also about the Ways and Means Committee?
Actually, after this Aragale and people chased away the President and the Prime Minister by direct actions, there was a huge outcry from the society that the political parties must unite and form a kind of a national government with a national agenda. And in Parliament we were discussing kind of a minimum agenda that to be implemented. Unfortunately it has not been materialized, and also kind of a professionally led government till the elections are being held. But it also not been that materialized because of this power struggle and all these things. And the Parliament passed a resolution to establish a committee called National Committee, headed by the Speaker, and also Prime Minister and Opposition Leader also been leading participants of this committee. And that committee actually they directed the committee members to form two subcommittees. One is this Economic Stabilization Committee headed by me, and most of the members, actually everyone was supporting me, and we held around I think 30-40 meetings with all these stakeholders, right? World Bank, ADB also been consulted, and also the economists, the business people, the working class, and also teachers, even the clergy and farmers, everyone being properly consulted. So we drafted two subcommittee reports to the Parliament addressing all these important issues: the debt restructuring, how to improve our export sector, and how to enhance or increase our production levels, how to change our plantation policies, and also we are addressing this social security network as well, and also how to address this medicinal drug shortages, and also the food shortages,
Right.
and the energy, transport, every sector being properly covered. I think these two reports basically very valuable reports, because it has been coming from the people. It's for the people, by the people, and of the people. So it is, the more important thing is that it can be implemented,
Right.
and it is a very practical, pragmatic formula. We are not lean towards one ideology,
Right.
whether it is liberalism or Marxism or any ideology, and it's coming from the people, those who actually experience this crisis.
Yes.
And I think that should be a kind of a white paper to any party in this country. If they are actually genuinely trying to govern this country, they must adhere to this.
Right. Unfortunately, we are constricted for time, but I have to ask this because this has been something that has been swirling in society at large, and I'm pretty sure our viewers will also be interested in knowing this. Now, yesterday in Parliament, President Ranil Wickremesinghe announced that next year will be an election year. There will be a presidential election and thereafter a general election. When we go to the polling booth, will we see the name Patali Champika Ranawaka as a candidate for presidency next year, Mr. Ranawaka?
It should be decided by the people, right? But I must tell you that our party, we are now having discussions with the other, that equally thinking, professionals, politicians, and others. We will definitely form an alliance next year to contest all these elections that are being scheduled, because these general elections, like presidential elections and the general elections, are very, very important. If people take kind of a wrong decision, what they have done in 2019, that would be a kind of a disaster, another generation to salvage this country. So we need kind of a action plan to salvage this country within 3 years time, and we will put forward this plan to the people with a kind of a team who are actually delivered things to the country.
Okay.
Not the who, that talk show people,
Right.
or that the learned people who can only learn things, and who can only teach things.
Yes.
But those who can deliver things, the practical people, the pragmatic people, we need to do that, and with a team, with the implementable program, we will address and appeal to the country, so that we can get power and turn or transform this country from this huge crisis that we are facing today.
So you currently do have a team that can guide.
We are
Sri
now
Lanka
actually
towards-
building up a team,
and you believe that you will have the grassroots support.
that must be, that must be that must be the grassroots support must be to transform this country. And we are now based on our document that we released on 22nd May this year, but based on that document we are preparing a new set of proposals, set of practical proposals based on our reports submitted to the Parliament, and also having now consultation with various stakeholders, and we will actually publish these things to the people next year. I mean, most probably in February, and at the during that time we are having very discussions, heart to heart discussions with the politicians, with the professionals, with the clergy, and also social activists and all these things, to form a new alliance to change this country and to transform this country into a new economic arena, plus a kind of a new culture which is actually based on hope.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Patali Champika Ranawaka, for joining us this evening. We were having a very insightful conversation with Member of Parliament Patali Champika Ranawaka. He has held various portfolios in many governments and he continues to hold chairmanship of several influential committees as well. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. We hope to see you again on Face to Face. And that's the way it was on tonight's show. Thank you for joining in. Take care and good night.